Have you ever wanted to have a vehicle in City Heroes, sort of like the Batmobile, uncontrolled chaos? And in this video, we're going to talk about just that. Yes, there are some vehicles such as the jet hoverboard and things like that, but nothing you can really customize and fit to what your character's design is and feel of your character. It'd be nice if there were, and that'd be really cool. And it could be implemented and easily done because there are driving mechanics in the game and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all on rails and things like that, but you can use the same mechanics for how the cars move in the game to have vehicles for the players. The vehicles just need to be modeled out, and you could do more flying ones a lot easier because then you can just use the regular flight mechanics and boom, there you go. And that would be really interesting and cool way of doing it. And those are the two ways I see of doing vehicles. Maybe in some of the areas like Independence Port, but that's, only a few areas that you'd be really using the boat. So I think that doing cars, hover vehicles, or planes, helicopters that you could customize the look of, just like how we can customize our characters. So you could choose what kind of cockpit you want, what kind of engines you want on it, and things like that would be really cool and interesting way to do it. Now, I wouldn't immediately jump to doing motorcycles because the reason being is you'd have to have a fully encapsulated cockpit, sort of like the Tron cycles in the movie Tron. So that way it could be done for motorcycles, but having a regular a chopper or fast bike that's sort of like the crotch rockets and stuff like that would be really hard to do because you have to position the character in there. So they would need to have animators and stuff like that to be able to position the characters. Some servers would be able to do it because I know Rebirth, they have the capability to do simple animations, but then you also have the effect of the turns and stuff like that of animating the bike because, when you do turns on bikes, they lean. Unless you put on a sidecar, then it's not going to lean as much. In fact, very little. But it still happens. So doing a car, a jet, and stuff like that would be very easy to do, especially a hover vehicle that's hovering, because then you can just have it sort of pivot. You could have tanked vehicles. Very easy. You put the rotation in the center of the vehicle, whereas with a car, if the steering's in the front, you want to put the pivot where the steering is. So if it's in the front, you put it in the front. If it's in the back, you put it in the back. If both sets of wheels steer, then you want to put it in the center, and just stuff like that, and make things really interesting and fun to see superhero vehicles like the Batmobile or Wonder Woman's jet, which was invisible, but still, you have things like that you can do. You also have Green Arrow, who had vehicles and made it work well in there. So you just have to theme it out right and have the models done for it and place them in there and just say, oh, when you're going to flight, switch over to this model, and all of a sudden it puts you in the hover vehicle, the airplane, whatever. Or let's say you're doing you could take super speed, and all of a sudden it switches you to a car and you're racing around, and interesting stuff like that I think would be really cool. But what would you guys think of having vehicles for players to use in City Heroes? Comment down below, let me know, and have a great day.